just said that. Oh my god. Guys, welcome back, and today we are going on to the I'm messing this up already. We are doing a Tommy Fury interview. Yes, I have the man himself, Mr. TNT. How you doing, Tommy? So I'm gonna do a reaction to the interview we did with Frank Warren's Queensberry Promotions on their YouTube channel. So let's check it out. Like, sub, and comment. You know the drill. So this is about 36 seconds.
I'm not good, to be honest.
Oh, he's not good.
You know, I've not been on social media since I posted the video, you know, online of me.
Yeah.
Obviously coming out and
Whoa, Tommy! Whoa, I can't believe Tommy Fury just said that. Oh my god! Oh my god! OMG!
Explaining why the fight's off. I've not posted anything on social media. I've not even been on social media because I'm just not interested in it. Because to be honest, I've never felt or experienced anything so and it ripped away from you by no fault of your own.
Tommy definitely feels very upset by this L that he took in terms of not being able to fight Jake Paul, and I think that from this interview that from what I've heard and seen, Tommy Fury seems like he wants this way more than Tyron Woodley ever did. The way to beat Jake, or the way that I think that someone will beat Jake, is by being as motivated, by talking as passionately as Jake does about being his opponents. And no one has, and I think Tommy's the one person that's come the closest, and you could tell very authentically that this has affected him in a very major way, and that's just something I love to see.
I'm not going to beat around the bush. It was because I know if I'd have been in there, he wouldn't have been going no 6-7 rounds or whatever it was. Yeah. He wouldn't have been going there because for the first 4 or 5 rounds, the guy didn't throw a punch.
That's
he didn't
true.
throw anything.
That's true.
They were just wrestling each other.
Yeah.
So for me,
basically, he's talking about the commentators that it was hard to watch, and they were joking about who won and all that stuff, and how essentially, it was a pretty boring fight, and that is a truth. It was a bad fight to watch. Technically, Jake didn't look that good, and I think that the Tommy Fury fight would have been I think it would have still been a lot of clinching, and I think Tommy would win by decision, by points, but I feel like it would have been a more interesting fight. Mainly that's because Jake would just be getting outpointed and jabbed a lot, but yeah.
He wants to be a boxer, doesn't he? So fight a boxer. Stop calling out all these wrestlers and non-boxers, because in a cage, they kill him any day of the week. But let's be honest and let's be serious. Would he beat Nate Diaz 100%? Would he beat any other MMA super fighter 100%? Because they're not boxers.
Exactly.
And I've really got nothing else to say on that because I'm not even entertaining that. He's the fight that won next, and he's the fight that's going to happen next.
Jake Paul can beat anyone that's not a boxer. But again, if he wants to be a legit boxer and he wants that legitimacy that we know he craves, he's got to fight a real boxer. He's got to fight somebody that can actually match him in experience. Because yes, I'm not discrediting him beating Tyron or saying it was staged or whatever. He definitely found somebody that was not above his level or not below his level. Tyron put on a good fight. Jake got the knockout. There's a lot of credit due there, and I think that Jake proved a lot of people wrong and definitely cemented himself in a big way. But when you think about it, he's only fought in his pro career. He's really only fought one person that's had more experience, and that was Gib. And Gib might as well have never fought before, because so many people thought Gib had never boxed before because he was so bad. So, Nate, Tyron, Ben never boxed before, strictly in boxing for a continuous number of years and had boxing fights. Yes, they were killers in the cage, but I think we've learned that MMA fighters do not transition well into boxing, and that just because they were good in the octagon, they're not going to be good in other places. And so many things like Tyron Woodley's a grappler. A lot of the reason why he would win is because of stuff you can do in MMA. Same thing, especially with Ben Askren. And technically, Ben looked like a YouTuber, and Tyron didn't, so that was good. But at the same time, someone that maybe didn't have the status of Tyron Woodley, but had been training strictly in boxing and winning for the same amount of time that Jake would, I think would do better and would have a better chance at winning because they know things. Like the thing that Jake did and the way he set up that shot, Tyron would never do something like that because he just doesn't have that experience. When you think about it, Jake has not fought anybody that has had the same amount of years of training and experience. And I think ultimately that's what I want more of. I don't care if it's Tommy Fury. I just want somebody that has done it as consistently as Jake. You know, it doesn't need, for me, I don't need him to fight a pro boxer in order to prove his worth. You know what I mean? But it's just like you're fighting washed up old guys that are past their prime, that and all of your opponents have been at disadvantages. Like, I know Logan has fought people that's been smaller than him, but KSI had more experience than Logan, and he showed that that it was there. And, you know, with Floyd Mayweather, I mean, yes, he's small, but it's Floyd stinking Mayweather. Enough said.
Did you see anything in that fight, in those 6 rounds, and indeed the knockout punch, that you're wary of? Anything that surprised you? Is he better than you thought?
Is he better than you thought, Tommy?
No. God's honest truth. I was saying to the people that I watched the fight with, I said that he looked better in his last fight with Woodley.
Yeah.
You know, he looked better in his last fight, because this fight, he didn't do anything, Dev. Like, when we watched that fight, for the first 5 rounds, it was literally a hugging affair. It didn't do anything.
Facts!
Anything at all. He didn't show me anything, you know. He doesn't move his head. I've said that all along. And I've said this all along as well, and it goes for myself. I'm not trying to be someone that I'm not here. The only way you get better at being a fighter and a boxer is the amount of ring time you have and the amount of fights you have.
Yeah.
I've trained all my life in the gym, but I'm not, you know, training in the gym and fighting in the ring is 2 different things.
So what Tommy is saying is very true. Again, I think Jake looked better in the first fight, and even then it wasn't great. And I thought that, you know, if he fought the way he fought Tyron against Tommy, I don't think that would have gone well for him.
I'd have been smashing the jabs out there. He doesn't move his head.
Yeah.
And I'd fold up with the right hands, but he just wouldn't have been there. He just wouldn't have been there because it was that bad.
Yeah.
It was a bad, terrible fight.
And that's very true. Is in that Tommy, I think, you know, has a much stronger jab than Woodley. Woodley's jab was non-existent, but when it worked, when it was there, bro, he was winning. So all I'm gonna say is that if Tommy Fury did what he just said he could, then he can beat Jake Paul. And here's the thing: did Tommy Fury duck Jake Paul? No. Should Tommy Fury get a second chance? 100% yes. Tommy Fury had a rib injury that could have killed him. He could have had life-threatening after effects. And you all know, people know, y'all would discredit Jake if he fought Tommy Fury, because you'd be like, oh, well, Tommy wasn't at his best. You know, he had a broken rib and a bacterial infection. Like, and I don't know why Jake would have wanted that, because it would have been a discredit, and it would have been a worthy discredit, because Jake probably would have hit him once, he would have gone down, and the fight would have been over. And we would have gotten a completely warped perception of Jake Paul that wasn't reality. Tommy Fury pulling out of this fight was so that he could save his life. Tommy Fury could have died, maybe, if he fought Jake Paul. And the fact that all of y'all are, you know, aren't believing that, like, he gave visible, credible proof of his infections and his rib. And it disgusts me, the people that question it or that, you know, aren't backing him. Like, I'm backing Tommy. He should get another rematch. Jake, if he doesn't take it, is the coward and the runner like he always is. And guess what, Jake? If you didn't duck him back in April, you would have fought him back in August. But oh wait, you didn't do that because you're a duck. Again, that would have been prime Tommy Fury. I want to see Tommy Fury with no injuries at the top of his game. And that wasn't Tommy Fury in this month. So I'm glad this fight didn't happen, because I want to see Tommy Fury fight Jake Paul at his best. So Tommy is in 12-week recovery, and I wouldn't be able to start a camp until March, and Tommy wants to reschedule this fight for the springtime. But Jake wants to go on a huge break, so I'm thinking this fight should happen really in May and June of 2022, and this is the fight that makes sense. I don't want to see him fighting UFC fighters, because it's going to get old. The only fight would be Nate Diaz or Khabib or Conor. And again, those fights, that would get old at some point, and it would kind of be the same shtick again and again and again. So like, sub, and comment. I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.